Because there seems to be a theme that Sam Dykstra of MLB Pipeline joins us now on MLB Tonight, of rookies to the rescue. At least it's about to be that way. Royce Lewis is first up, Sam. Good to see you. It really is remarkable that he turned everything around in 2022. His career in the minor leagues has not been impressive. So what has been the biggest difference that helped propel him to get this opportunity tonight, Sam?
Yeah. Hi, Greg. Happy Royce Lewis Day to you and everybody over there at the network.
Exactly.
But in terms of what he's done to turn this around, it's been really fascinating following this year because he's coming off, obviously, the missed 2020 season due to the pandemic, and he missed all of 2021 due to a torn ACL. We had a lot of questions about who Royce Lewis could be. He also struggled a lot in 2019, as you kind of alluded to there. He's been much better at AAA this year. He's the minor league co-leader in doubles to begin the year. And a big part of that, watching some of the tape on him, is he seems to have transitioned from a big leg kick, which made him kind of out of sync in 2019, led to some of those struggles, to more of a toe tap. He seems to be staying back on the ball a little bit better, being more direct to balls. And, that's leading to some of these extra base hits that we've seen so far, and that knock that we got to see here in his MLB debut earlier tonight.
Yeah, it was very Jeter-esque. Other teams are dealing with injuries or setbacks or poor performances, so they're making adjustments here on May 6th. Matt Brash, who was so impressive early on, especially in spring training, has had a hard time getting people out. They're going to send him back down to become a reliever. I'll talk to Dan Plesac in a second more on that. Do we finally get to see George Kirby break into the big leagues? I think he's in Double-A right now, Sam, and he's killing it.
Yeah, it's fascinating to kind of follow that right now because George Kirby, as things stand right now, is scheduled to start for Double-A Arkansas tomorrow against Jack Leiter, in which could be a primo Texas League matchup down there in Double-A. But Scott Service has not announced a Monday starter for Seattle. They've been very mum on the subject. Maybe that's going to be George Kirby. He's kind of hinted that the decision is going to come on Saturday, potentially before Kirby's start for Arkansas. He's a very exciting starting pitching prospect. We're very excited about him. He might have the best control in the minors. He's touching 98 on the gun. His changeup might be his best off-speed outing, but his curveball and slider also earn above average grades. It's a complete package for a starting pitcher in Kirby that the Mariners have there. They're not afraid to call guys up from Double-A. We saw that with Julio Rodriguez opening the year on the Major League roster after he ended 2021 in Double-A. But yeah, we should be getting news on that front very soon. So you're either going to be seeing George Kirby in an Arkansas Travelers uniform on Saturday or in a Seattle Mariners uniform on Monday, which would be very exciting.
We got 5 games out west. We're doing live looks and updates all night long, Sam. And one of the games is the Cardinals against the Giants. We just saw Harrison Bader lose the ball in the lights. Paul DeJong was right there. And I'm looking at the box score, and Paul DeJong hitting well under 150 right now. The Cardinals have a prospect playing second base in Nolan Gorman. 11 home runs in 22 games. Crazy offensive numbers. Is it about time that they make the move and transition Edman to shortstop?
Yeah, that's the fascinating conversation right now because Nolan Gorman had already moved from third base to second base to get out of the shadow of Nolan Arenado. Now he's kind of in the shadow of Tommy Edman as well, who's off to a fantastic start here in 2022. If I'm the Cardinals, I start to think about it. They need the thump in the lineup. You showed Harrison Bader homering before, but those homers are kind of coming far and few between outside of Arenado and Edman to begin the year. Gorman brings it, 11 homers, most in AAA right now. He's got a slugging percentage, at least entering today, above 700. The bat certainly looks ready. There are some strikeout issues. He is a little bit inconsistent at second base. He's still learning that position. But if I'm the Cardinals and I need to inject some offense into the lineup, Gorman is right there and he's looking ready from the left side. They added somebody in Juan Yepez this week to maybe bring them closer to that, but I think Gorman really would push them over the edge if they're willing to slide Edman over and live with his glove at shortstop.
If I'm Bobby Dalbec right now for the Boston Red Sox, I'm looking over my shoulder and I'm seeing Tristan Casas. How soon will the Red Sox make a move that almost feels, Sam, inevitable? Casas playing first base.
Yeah. I mean, things are getting really dire in Boston right now. I think they're 4-12 in their last 16 games after tonight's loss. Bobby Dalbec not helping his cause whatsoever, hitting around 145. He only has 1 homer. That's not going to cut it for a guy known for his power. Another guy known for his power is Tristan Casas. He's got potentially plus raw power. It really plays well from the left side. He also has better defense, I think, than Bobby Dalbec. And he also has a better approach. Bobby Dalbec, even going back to his minor league days, was known for strikeouts. Tristan Casas, when he is batting with 2 strikes, he really shortens up. He spreads himself out. It's a little Joey Votto-esque in the way he approaches the game with 2 strikes. he's closing it in right now. He's not banging down the door just yet. He's hitting 258 with 5 homers in 27 games. But in terms of all the pieces being there, he's almost ready, and I think Boston's kind of getting desperate, and they might call him up sooner than they may have thought about just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, out in San Diego, a pitching matchup of Darvish against Alcantara. We were just showering the Marlins with all these compliments about the rotation. They do have one guy struggling, Alicia Hernandez, ERA over 6.5. Is it time to bring up the top 3 overall pick, Max Meyer, who is just dominating right now in the minor leagues?
Yeah, I mean, it's getting very close. Max Meyer is so fun to watch, as you guys are showing right now on the screen. The fastball is mid-90s. The slider is low 90s with depth. He throws an occasional upper 80s changeup as well, so the starting package is certainly there. It's the slider that's going to get the whiffs. He's got a 1.72 ERA through 6 starts. He's topped out at 6 2/3 innings, so it's not like he needs to be stretched out so far in Jacksonville. Kim Hangen says the club isn't going to force it. They're not going to just look at the major league situation and bring up Max Meyer just because they have a hole. They're going to look at who he is in the long term. But if he keeps shoving like he does, and he had another quality start tonight, he's looking more and more major league ready. And I think that fastball and slider especially could play in the majors very quickly and get those whiffs he needs to be that quality 4 or 5 starter that Miami could certainly use right now because of those struggles with Hernandez and Trevor Rogers.
It's a potential theme in the big leagues. Rookies to the rescue. Sam Dykstra of MLB Pipeline. Thank you, Sam. That was great.
Yeah, thanks so much, Greg.